So I told you guys I was gonna tell the story about my friend who was a blood gang member that came from LA to New York City and told me he was here to expand the Bloods gang, and my so-called friends at that time, which they weren't my friends and are not to today, got rid of him at a super early age. This is before the name Warpath, before everything. People did time for it already. It's public information. Uh, so with that being said, we young, man. I wasn't running with no gangs or anything like that in the street yet, but I knew them. I was running with them. I wasn't fully involved, like uh how we would say, like they blessed me in, or whatever you want to call it, right? Because that's the only word that people really understand right now online. So with that being said, well, everybody knows we would use crowned, right? So with that being said, we sleeping one day. He's like, yo, oh. I'm like, what up? He's like, yo, you know I'm blood. So I get up off the blanket. I'm like, what? Like, I couldn't believe what I was hearing, because from an early age, it was instilled in us, like, the stupidity of gangs. And we didn't take serious, or a lot of other people did, like human life. Like, it came along with a lot of ignorance, and it still does to today. Let me explain to you what happened to my friend. He shows me the bandana, and I'm like, wow, in my head. Why you didn't tell me this, bro? Like, I felt like he let me down. So me, ignorant as a child, as a younger dude, I don't think that anybody's gonna do anything about this. I don't think like it's something so major. I go and I tell the dudes that I'm hanging out with that are way older than me. And I remember him saying, yo, I'll be back. I said, where you going? This was like the next day. Like when I said it and I told people and everything. And he was like, yo, I'm going to the store. And I remember somebody running back in like a few minutes later and just like up on me, like, boom, yo, they killed him, they killed him. And I'm like, who? Tom, man, Tom. I'm like, no, like my whole life, I felt like it went down. Because at this point in my life, with time, I didn't see color. I didn't see that he was black. I didn't see a flag. I saw my friend as a younger dude. For a lot of years, I never talk about this because it's a real touchy subject, B. And I guess that's why when people be like, yo, like a lot of bloods and all that, like, but I'm not blood. You know, it's just like when I seen a blood dude, I always thought of my friend. And I remember my childhood. And I remember what they did to him. And I remember that he didn't deserve that. I recall in my head that he didn't know no better. Like, even if he felt he was doing the right thing by trying to expand something for his people, he had nothing to do with what other people did to you. But then again, that goes with the whole politics. Like, and this is what I want people to be aware of and people to be cautious with that. Oftentimes, like we go on gang banging or whatever, or doing what you're doing, and or you claiming something even online, right? And you're not thinking about that there's people watching, that now they see your face. Like people don't know, like with this that we do here, a lot comes with it. Cause people see you that still have them same beliefs instilled in them hard. Like the dudes that took my friend's life. And they did time for it already. As I said before, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and it's just sad, bro, how this dude just walked off to the store and never came back, bro. Because he showed his friend who he confined in a flag, and me innocently was like, yo, you know, Ty's blood is this gang that's supposed to be coming from. So when a lot of people be like that so and so founded it, that this person started, that this, in my head I have this thing like, nah, my friend who got killed was the first one. You know, like Ty's the OG to me, you know? And everybody's story is different and things that you go through in life, so someone could hear it and be like, you know, I never heard of no Ty. Of course you didn't. He got killed. He was young. But I know one thing I heard about him, and he's right here in my heart, and it don't matter to me that he was blood or nothing like that. I would have for surely never took his life. And I would have not let nobody take his life if I knew that was going to happen. Like I didn't know. Right? All I knew is that I had a friend. And when he told me that I told somebody else, but with ignorance, like not knowing how much hate this dude had for them or what they probably had did to this other individual. And that's what I'm trying to get at. That oftentimes people just get online and everywhere else and be like, oh, I'm claiming this or I'm this or I'm that. And there's somebody else watching that dislikes them real bad because they did something to a family member or to somebody. And it can happen to you because there's people watching. I'm telling you to be aware, is to be alive. Like, don't end up like my childhood friend. You know, it's sad, bro, because not a day in my life goes by that I don't think about that. Sometimes I feel at fault. I feel that if I didn't tell nobody, like if I wasn't that naive, like not to think like that, they hate them people that bad where they're gonna retaliate and like get rid of him. Like that would have never happened. You feel me? Like that I was the cause of that. I feel so much guilt within. They'd be killing me. Like, and I don't talk about it because then it's super hard to get out of my mind and to sleep. And I start getting depressed and emotions start kicking in, right? And we want to be like, like we don't feel like we gorillas, right? But the reality of it is that I got news for you. Real men, real thugs, we cry. Whoever told you no is a lie. When I was in jail, not to get off topic, but you already know, I cried on the phone. I was the type of dude that'll cry on the phone and turn around and be like, what? Frick you looking at? You understand? Like, so when people be like, yo, don't cry in there, they're gonna think you're a wuss. That's a lie. It depends where you at and who you are. And you know I'm saying facts. Because whoever saw you crying knew you wasn't crying because you were scared. Something must be, they'll be like, yo, son, what's going on with War B? Talk to him. But anyway, it was the weirdest feeling. Like now that I think, I don't know exactly how I felt then because I was way younger. This is over 25 years ago, bro. Like, but it was a time like all gangs like really started like populating like little by little. Like they got to the island, you know, we all know the 93 stories and that, but before that, they was around already, like a few of them. You know what I'm saying? Where I was at, you know what I'm saying? Whoever remembers in Covington House, St. Mark's, all these places, gangs existed already. Like it was getting flooded with nietas, uh, gangs. So, I'm just naming the places where people used to hang out at. But I remember that he was the first one I ever seen that was blood. And we just got super close. I didn't know he was blood number one or to that time that he told me. What did to him was he goes to the store, they snatched him up, threw him in a truck. I guess one of them was like a truck driver or whatever. Boom. And he was like, yo, what's going on? This is what I heard after, and this is what I seen in the papers or what have you when I was younger. Um, and I heard that they told him, yo, you blood? And he was like, yeah, I'm blood, whatever. And they were like, let me see your bandana. You got a bandana? You got beads, whatever? And I guess he showed them. And then somebody just, boom, shot him in the head. One shot. And what I'm saying is that shit could happen today in 2021, man. Watch yourself, man. Take care of yourself. Because while you banging because you think it's fun and games, and you out there with your flagging hard, somebody else is not taking it for a game at all. But looking back at it today, if I knew any better, would I have shut up and not told nobody? Yeah, facts. I'm gonna keep it 100. It's the only way I know how. If I knew that they was gonna take his life, if I knew that, I would have never said nothing. Because it's another human life or that I cared about. And I've done a lot of things in my life, and we know, like, listen, I've done a lot of things, but what I say with that is a lot of those people weren't close to me. This is somebody I ate with. This is somebody I woke up to in the morning. There's somebody who I joked with, who I argued with. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody that I used to hear people, yo, he's over there with the Moreno, with Buddy. Like, this is the dude I used to get the flock from. Like, just like in Rikers Island when I used to be around the Bloods or Blacks. It happens too, bro. Not everybody likes everything. That's why I'm one that I just believe that not all Blacks are racist and not all Spanish are racist, but racism exists. And unfortunately, it's going to be here once I'm gone, once you gone, and how we deal with it and how we are ourselves with us, right? It's gonna determine like how your life is and how easy it is for you or how hard it is for you. Because if you're worried every day about who's around you and you don't like this person, you don't like these people because of this, or you don't like all of them because of what a few people did, then it's gonna be a rough journey for you in life. Oftentimes when I think about him, I just think about like the good times when we played pool together, when we went to the actual pool swimming together, or when I used to blame like I'll look under my bed and I'll go to get anything because I used to always put like my wallet, my keys there. You put in your sneaker, and I'm like, yo, Todd, you got my keys, bro? And he's like, bro, why would I have your keys? Why would I have your keys? Oh, and I blame him, and he always had this joke, and he's like, you blaming me because I'm black, bro? Like, he was a funny dude, and it wasn't that. Like, he was my brother, bro. Like, I love this dude to this day, bro. But yeah, I don't know if sometimes it's bad for me not to talk about it, or it's better for me to talk about it and let it out. I know at times, like right now, to be honest, I feel a little better. But then again, like situations like that, I don't speak upon them because even though they dead, this like I mean, dead, like a dead issue. Like it was a long time ago. People went to jail over it already. I don't know. There's like this thing in the back of my head that even though you didn't do nothing, like even though the police already locked everybody up for it, like somebody's always trying to be like RoboCop or try to bring it back up. 50 years later, I get locked up for the disappearing of my friend, like that I had nothing to do with. Like, you know what I mean? You know how people are, and it's a dead case already. Like people did time for it, but it's just the world that we live in, and the way that people could get their collar or a boost in their career, right? By keeping another individual down for the one same situation over and over again. I just think that it's crazy, like, but yeah, I wish he was still here. I wish that didn't happen. And I guess that's why I know how ignorant gangs could get, and that's why at times when I do my podcast show, I talk about it like I have some sense, because I've experienced so many things that I still haven't even got to yet. you know I think that was real dumb of them. um for what I heard, within that same week they was arrested doing time for it. you know and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, at that age I was glad that they got caught, because everybody has a problem with people getting, like, yo, people told on them, or yo, or to is your friend though, or to is your friend. So, I'm not with the telling stuff if you're not, if you're living that life. But when it's somebody's dear friend, like a young dude like that, I didn't see him as a gang member, bro. I didn't see him as a dude that rocked the flag. I seen him as a good brother, bro. As my brother. I love that dude too. I think about him so much that there's times that people ask me, yo, Ward, you got a brother? I'm like, yeah, I got one that we don't talk for whatever his reasons are. And my other brother got killed, and he's black. So a lot of people that know me be like, what? But you have black though, right? And I don't even, I try to like brush away from the question, or from whatever they say, should I say. But it's because I always say that I have two brothers, and my other brother was black, and he got killed, and he was blood. Facts. So leave in the comments if you ever had something like that happen to you. I don't want you to go telling on yourself now. Again, I repeat, this is something that was already out there. People did time for it a long time ago. But if you ever had a friend that you probably had to split ways with because he was in one gang, you was in another, other incidents like that, where people felt like, yo, you're around this dude too much. He's from that. Always is gonna happen when you involved in different nations or gangs or whatever. And when you tell these stories, even if you was or are involved in something, you're gonna always have some crazy dude that feels like, oh, just comment like, yo, bro, you're talking too much, like, cause he's not listening right, or he feels you shouldn't be saying this, or whatever he feels, right? He doesn't look at you like a podcaster. He's looking at it like, now you talking about the gang too much, like. He wasn't there. He's like 16 years old. He still got a long way to go. Like, it's just, this thing is just crazy. So you can never satisfy everybody. And that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. I do this because I love it, because it works for me. It helps me grow. And in return, if I can help others and save a life, we've been saying, and we've been saved a few lives. Not about showing off. I show up. And you see it all in the comments. We made videos where we save people's lives. People have told me that our show has helped them change their whole life. People went and got themselves clean. People stopped gangbanging. A lot of things. And there's certain videos that probably made them go gangbang. I don't know. But that's never my intent. My intent is always to let you know what I mean? That whatever your higher power is, that's who sent me.